Hey, my name is Andrew, and in this video, I want to talk about this lens from Apexel. This is a telephoto and macro lens for your smartphone, and it's only coming in at $60. So in this review, I want to talk about the pros, the cons, how it works, and ultimately, if it's any good. Now, a quick disclaimer, Apexel did send me this product. However, this is not a sponsored review. They're not paying me anything, so these are going to be my own thoughts and opinions. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's jump into the review. All right, first I want to talk about what comes in the box. First, you'll find the telephoto macro lens. There is a smartphone attachment clip. There's an observation eye cup, a macro lens adapter, a 25 to 37 millimeter adapter ring, a portable pouch to put all the accessories in, and some gaskets. So now let's talk about how the product works. So you get out the camera clip. Basically, you want this clip to be flush with your camera, not kind of at an angle, otherwise it's not going to work. So if you do have a camera that has that bump, you might need to use some of these gaskets on either side here to make sure that it's flush. This is not a problem for me because I have a case and everything's just flat on the back. So what you'll do is take this little clip, stretch it onto the back of your phone, and then a lot of smartphones nowadays have multiple cameras, so you'll have to figure out which one is the correct camera. So you basically line that up. There's this up and down axis, so you just kind of slide the clip until it lines up with the correct camera. Then you have this little dial on the top to loosen this little track piece, and then you kind of line it up this axis, the left and right axis, so that it's centered perfectly with the camera. And it's a pretty strong clip. There's not really any movement. I will recommend at this point attaching your smartphone to a tripod. This one from SmallRig, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. This is a great little tripod. I think it's only around like $50, and it has a smartphone clip, so you can attach your smartphone to the tripod, because when you're using a macro lens or a really zoomed in lens, any slight movement is gonna be really shaky, and you want things to be really still so that you have the best quality possible. So then what you're gonna wanna do is take the lens cover off the back of the lens and then screw that lens onto the smartphone clip. Then if you're going to be doing macro photography, you can take this lens adapter and screw it onto the end of the lens. Boom, it's attached, ready to go. You turn on your camera and you can start taking photos. All right, now I want to talk about the pros and the cons of this lens. I did test it out for a while and I have some thoughts on it. So number one, it is very affordable, only coming in at $60 versus, you know, a traditional macro lens and a camera, you're gonna be talking hundreds of dollars, where this is only $60. I think that's a pretty good bargain. The phone clip is designed to fit pretty much any smartphone out there. It is simple to set up, as you could see, and the overall build quality of this lens is really impressive. For $60, it's actually made out of metal. It's not plastic. I mean, the clip is, but the actual overall lens is a heavier duty metal material and feels really solid. And another pro that I really like is a little gasket that goes on the back of the lens. And then you can actually use this lens as a little monocular. So you can actually use it as a telephoto lens or a macro lens. And I think that's super handy. That's something I really didn't expect to really like, but that's, you know, really small. Just throw it in a little sling bag and you actually have a cool way to observe the world. So that's a really handy accessory that they've added to this kit. All right, now I have one major con, and that is the overall image quality. I'm not gonna say it's bad quality, but depending on your smartphone, if you have an older smartphone, obviously the quality is gonna be not great, but using this lens on a smartphone versus a professional macro lens setup on a, you know, expensive camera, as you would expect, the image quality doesn't really compare. But for $60, if you're looking for a way to get really cool up close macro shots, it actually works. And it's really fun to kind of observe the world in a different, unique way. I personally don't do macro photography, so getting this lens set up and actually going outside and getting some really close-up shots of like moss and seeing like it's a braided material, it looks like really cool up close. That's something I would never have noticed without a macro lens. So my overall thoughts are that this lens system does work. It works really well. The quality's there. For only $60, if you're looking for an avenue where you can do some macro photography, I feel like this is definitely worth the money. So there will be a link in the description, and also that tripod I would recommend. If you are gonna get this lens, also pick up that tripod because it makes it super easy to use. But let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments or questions, leave those in the comment section below. If this video was helpful, drop a like. And if you wanna see other budget gear reviews, consider subscribing. And if you do, I'll catch you in the next video.